For me, this is a way of life. It's a way of life that I connect with from our past. As Sikhs, it's something that our warrior lineage, it's what we're about, it's the blood I carry, and I feel I have a connection to that. And I'll be honest with you, this way of life, there are many other ways of doing it, but this way of life allows me to connect physically, mentally, and spiritually to the highest levels, and it fulfills me to no end, and that's why I do it.
That's fantastic. Hey everyone, welcome to Chat Central. The song We Are the Champions by Queen is definitely fitting for my next guest. He has fought hard to work towards his dreams. He doesn't back down without a fight. He knows how to roll with the punches, and all his hard work has gained him the title of the first South Asian MMA fighter. It is absolutely incredible. And I am so honored to speak with him to find out all about his journey. Let's say a power-packed hello to Richmond born and raised local guy, Arjan Bhullar. Hi Arjan, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for that introduction. Happy to be here and chat with y'all.
Yes, thanks for taking the time with us. What was the night like when you fought your opponent, Brandon Vera? What was so different about that particular night? Because you've represented Canada at the Pan American Games. You've taken part in many, many wrestling events now. So what was so different about that night?
Yeah, it was, we did the Pan Ams, we did the Commonwealth, we did the Olympics, we did all that.
Right.
And there's a lot of steps to get there to a lifetime of work. And it was just a culmination of all of that. Each one of those victories and defeats and challenges and celebrations, all of those led to that moment. And I really just reflected on that during my training camp, the whole journey. And then just walking to the cage, I draw confidence from that. I've been training since I was in diapers, really, knowing how to train, knowing how to live, how to win, how to lose. Because my dad was doing it, so I was following him around. There aren't many people on this planet that have that approach, that have had that upbringing from a kid all the way up until now. And then just, I know my opponent hadn't had that. So you draw confidence from that, you draw confidence from the immediate training camp. We were supposed to fight last year, the pandemic hit.
Right.
Last March, I was in camp down in California. And so it got canceled. Then November, canceled again. Then the new year. And I didn't know actually I was going to fight until 2 hours before even. It was canceled again.
Wow.
COVID issues. So it was just one of those things that, hey, I felt it was meant to be. And I was supposed to be that guy. And it was going to happen. I leaned really on my faith. And that was it. That's how I walked into the cage, and the rest took care of itself.
Wow, that's incredible. So that fighter spirit, you're just to get in there and then just surrender at the same time. It's a very important message.
For me, this is a way of life. It's a way of life that I connect with from our past. As Sikhs, it's something that our warrior lineage, it's what we're about, it's the blood I carry, and I feel I have a connection to that. And I'll be honest with you, this way of life, there are many other ways of doing it, but this way of life allows me to connect physically, mentally, and spiritually to the highest levels, and it fulfills me to no end, and that's why I do it.
That's fantastic, and that's what it's all about, doing what you love, and that's what brings out the best in you. Has it sunk in, because it's such a milestone, it's such a big moment that you are the first Indo-Canadian MMA heavyweight champion?
Yes and no, yes and no, yes. It was real for me that I won, and when they put the belt on me, that's when it was real. But no, because I haven't been able to sit back and just reflect on it and chew on it. I've been blown up by numerous requests, pulled in so many different directions. It changes your life.
It does.
There's so many other opportunities that have opened up, and I have to weed through that. What's good, what's not bad, all that stuff. And so I haven't had a chance, to be honest with you, to sit back and reflect on the magnitude of it. But it's a good problem to have, and I hope I get to that point. So it's all good. Either way, I feel very grateful to be in this position.
Absolutely, certainly very, very blessed. You've had lots of local MLAs, MPs, even the Prime Minister give you kudos on your win, the Premier as well. How has that been?
It's been great. My family and our community as a whole immigrated here for a better life, and I'm a byproduct of that. That sacrifice, there was a lot of hardship. There was a lot of unjust things that happened. Open racism, having to work twice as hard to get the same thing, maybe someone else that had a different skin tone. Didn't have to. That same land now is coming our way and jumping on our back. There's no other way of getting sweet justice. So because of that, it means a lot to me. Because we came to this land and they went through that, and it was for me, and now the leaders of that land are thanking their boy, congratulating their boy, and that means something to me. And not only to my family, for the entire community. Whether I like it or not, I'm a representative of the community, and I take that with great pride.
What's next in your career? Are we going to see you at WWE?
Absolutely. You know, I've had a lot of support, a lot of fans reach out, and that's what everyone's really excited about. When I came over from the UFC to one championship, that was one of the things I had language in my contract that I could do both. We kind of foresaw that. Again, that's on my list as a kid. What do you want to do when you grow up, and what do you want to live out, and that type of thing. I'm just going down that list. And this is one of the things you grow up, you're watching these pro wrestling guys, you know, cutting crazy promos and doing some cool moves. And then the MMA and pro wrestling, it's a very gray area. A lot of fans cross over from both. So that's it. That's why after the fight I called out the industry, WWE and another company called AEW, and they hit us up right after that, that interview, and we're in high-level talks with both companies.
Great, that's fantastic. Yeah. Are there people that you're inspired by within the wrestling arena, within that domain? Did you also play perhaps kabaddi, or enjoy it while you were a kid?
Kabaddi, absolutely. Yes, that is again the culture piece. When you come to wrestling, you keep that piece. It's something that connects back to the homeland. So does kabaddi. And my dad did it. My uncles did it. Everybody. So we did it. But who do I connect with as I'm thinking pro wrestling and all that? There's one name, and that's Dada Singh. He's a legend from our community. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He was a Commonwealth champion himself before going into pro wrestling. All of that. Actually, when I go to my fights, I hold a mace, which is a gorge in our culture, and he actually gave me that as he was an honorary guest at a tournament in Italy right before he passed. So I carry that with great pride, and it's funny how we're kind of walking the same path.
Right.
But if I'm looking for a name, that's the name, and that's what it is.
What a surreal moment that must have been, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
To be in his presence and receive that.
So you hear this name,
right.
Growing up, and you hear stories and all that, and to meet him and actually have a real interaction and a great memory to hang on to is, again, very blessed and fortunate.
That is incredible. What's your message to the youth in the South Asian community who want to go places, who want to see you as a role model? What do you have to say to them?
Take pride in who you are, first of all. All the youth out there, take pride in who you are. There are sensational headlines that come out. That is not who we are. That is not the sum of us. That is the few. And they're trying to sell papers and magazines, and every community has their issues. And that is not who we are. We've come over here in one generation, and we've been very, very successful. That's everywhere around the world, not just here. That is what our community is about: hard work, about overcoming, dealing with adversity. And we like to struggle. We come from a place of struggling, even from back, in the homeland. That's where our families all come from, North India. We come from struggling. So find something to struggle for, and you can dedicate yourself to with that same work ethic that is positive. And for me, that's been martial arts, that's been sports. Martial arts, I would say, get into that, because you can, in a safe environment, rough someone up under coaching guidance and in a classroom, and it's all good. But you will also get roughed up, and you will learn humility. And you need both. You need confidence and humility in life. And that's why I like martial arts. Do it. You'll see the physical benefits. You'll see the mental benefits. You'll grow as a person, an individual. But reach out if you ever need any type of guidance or what have you. I don't have all the answers, but whatever I can provide, I'm always here.
That's a wonderful message. Humility and the work ethic, very, very important. Really well said. Thank you so much for coming down. I'm so glad I wrestled him in for the interview. And good luck to you in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.